Hello and welcome to Star Trek Adventures Empok Nor, brought to you by the Cobalt Cafe. I am Tara, your GM, and with us today in no per- and order on the teleporter pad there, we have Ever.
Hello, I am Ever, playing Krasivius Garimar, your engineer Gorn.
We have Tom.
I'm Tom. I play Dan, the former Starfleet tactical officer, now frontiersman.
We have James.
Hey, I'm James. I play Tani.
And we have Colin. All right. So it's been about a week since your guys' last little adventure. Um, you, if I remember correctly, what did we end up doing last week? I'm trying to remember. I'm drawing a complete blank. That is right. Um, so it's been about a week since that, and your ship has finally functional quotation marks. It's not the best that it could be, but at the same time, with a limited repair crews on site, it's about what you can expect. It's good as you can get at this point. Uh, your cloak is still being a jerk and takes a full reset every time you deactivate it. So remember, you can only activate it once a scene,
Mm-hmm.
and then once it's deactivated, you're visible until the next scene. But yeah, you guys are currently on a mission that you took a couple weeks ago to infiltrate Romulan space and get to Remus and rescue a group of Remans. And you are all currently on your ship. Like, you're not out heading that direction yet. You're still at the station, but on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Really, how do you guys want to go about this? Did you just want to head in, guns a-blazing, or
Well, we should get some more details from our contact, like what you know.
yes?
Mm-hmm.
Very Federation of you. Yeah. So you'll as you guys are waiting and talking, you will eventually get a hail,
Mm-hmm.
and you will enter on the pylon if you want to let him in. If you're not mad about that whole computer thing.
Yes.
Okay, if that's the case, then yeah, he will get on the ship and like do give you guys a smile to show, but it's just disconcerting.
Hmm.
Like you think he's trying to do pleasantries, but it's kind of like a vampire smiling at you. You're just like, yeah. Uh, if you would like him to, so he gets on and says, "Thank you again for doing this for me.
Hmm.
Uh, I wish I have further information for you. The location, to the best of my knowledge of the, or the location of the facility, and to the best of my knowledge, the location of the indentured servants."
Hmm.
Uh, He just kind of he'll actually laugh at that and say, "You don't have much dealings with the Romulans, do you? Present company excluded." He gives a nod over to you. There, Tahani. He'll say, the there is no pretense. You were born If you're born a Reman, you work. It's just how the society has accepted it at this point. Not from this one, but the people you are rescuing are my kin.
A character.
Like they know we're coming to rescue him, right?
They I've managed to send word that I am going to try, but that was about 2 years ago. Uh, we don't want the information to be intercepted.
Hmm. Yeah.
Simply dim the lights and you'll be fine. You can actually see he's actually wearing like a pretty, like, stylish pair of sunglasses, you think? I don't know, there's a lot of people wearing sunglasses.
Oh,
God,
Perlman?
yeah. Oh, Ron?
Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah. Well, nevertheless, that's exactly the style. Only it has the little, like, ear pieces. But yeah, the side blinders are up there. I will gladly come, as long as you don't leave me there.
Yeah.
Ah, no, they would not let you take that. That's a very bad idea. You you do have a couple shuttle pods in here, but these are when I say shuttle pods, they are like the 200-year-old shuttle pods. There are no transporters, um, no warp drive. They are simply planets. Atmosphere entering and breaking, sublight. I mean, even even with the information you have, it's pretty sparing. Like Romulans don't like to let information get out. You have without a roll, you have like the number of stars, their locations at any given time. You know, because you can do that based off just math. Um, and really loose, um, like ship layout, maybe like how many ships would be there and stuff, but you'd have to get deeper in. James might know. Uh, sorry, Tally might know better. But as of your Federation report, what the shuttle has on it, not much. I mean, F.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure who I was talking to. Uh, I can try, or at least do my best. I'm not sure if I need to make a roll.
Yes, you would. To modify your warp signature would be at least a difficulty. I would say oof, two because of normally, but since the warp drives are so different on Romulan and uh everyone else's ships, I'm gonna say it's a three.
Would you consider it a daring engineering?
Not daring in this instance. This would probably be this is
Reason?
reason
Okay.
engineering. Well, that's actually worse for him.
Yeah.
But
Yes, my
yeah,
control is 7.
There's no control. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yes, he is daring is the reason. Big, meaty claws.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh, in this instance, no, because you're working on the warp drives.
Uh, what about the electroplasma power systems or starship engineering for a focus?
I would take starship engineering in this instance.
Okay. And five.
And then a ship. I would give the ship on this one as well. The ship would most likely be engines, science in this instance, because they're trying to modify it.
Well, let's hope best of luck. I do love to see those things roll. Oh, no.
Oh,
That is horrible. Hold on, hold on. I think this is like new technology for Garcidia, so I could consider using my determination for the reroll.
this early?
I'd save it.
I mean, it's a horrible roll.
No complications though.
No complications. Okay, yeah,
You
if
could
you have
always
some
come at it from a
complications.
different angle too.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we couldn't come up with anything on that area.
So you try it, and like for a minute there, your warp core like spazzes out and sparks and stuff like that, and then you stop, and, and you're like, maybe not. Uh, so question, there, Tawny, do your current people are your like group, or where are they located for the most part? James?
I have no idea.
Okay, because if you don't know, some of them could be on Romulus proper.
Sure. Works for me.
All right, they will be. You got to do something with that information though, if you uh want to do something with that.
Uh, sure. I guess. So, um, yeah, I reach out to them. I guess say I'm coming into town. I don't know.
All right, yeah, you can reach out to them. That's you'd probably need to get if you want to give it a little bit of time. They can definitely give you like a in, um, like Not like any passcodes or anything like that, but definitely, equivalent to a light visa. If like say hi if you get harassed, at least let them know, border guard, what's going on. REH is currently neck deep in uh business on station. She said something about holodeck or holosuites, something something upgrades, something something latinum.
Yeah, I've got it pretty high.
Not here.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, my presence, however, yeah, my
But
presence con
in
is
our case to just be
7-1.
honest.
There we go.
Hmm.
Right. All right, so you're going in under cloak, not like dropping by Romulus or anything like that. You're just going straight to Remus and under yeah, like this like Tawny could have gotten you into system without needing to be, under cloak. Sorry, I should have explained that better. Yes, Remus proper, but they are super close to each other. Uh, on the I do believe it is yeah. Okay, so you're taking the so are you slipstreaming there, waiting a day like near the edge of the border and then warping the rest of the way, or are you just warping the entire way? Like maybe a starbase 718 or something? Okay.
Works for me.
I don't see. I don't see any issue.
All right. Okay. So did we decide slipstream doesn't need rolling unless you're doing it something crazy, right?
Hmm.
Right. Quite a distance. I believe. Which your warp drive does not do. Right. Once you pop out at Starbase 718, there are sorry, I got the cost today, guys. Might need to take a quick break and grab some tea. But there are actually a decent number of Federation ships there. There is a like an Akira and an Intrepid, not like docked, but nearby. Like a big ass boom warship and a like escort science vessel, I guess is the best way to put it.
Hmm.
Just like in the system. Well,
Hmm.
that and recently, pseudo recently, like I think a year ago ish, the entire Romulan Senate was murdered,
Oh yeah, that.
and the Remans took over for a little bit, and that didn't work out for them. So, yeah, tensions in there have been high. So the like Federation has been on the worried side of things, is I guess the best way to put it. Like they never know what, empire they're going to be dealing with, or republic. Well, almost immediately you get hailed uh when you drop out of subspace, or it's your slipstream drive space, by the Intrepid, who is like not hurtling towards you but definitely pointing in your direction.
Mhm. Yeah. Vessel. I don't know.
Uh,
Sure.
It pops up on the screen, and there is a crap. What was Troy again? Uh, Beta Z. Yeah, Beta Z. Um, yeah, but I just was drawing a blank on the name. Beta Z on the call, and she looks and goes, "We did not see you approaching. How did you get here?" And how are you flying around on that? I'm trying to put this nicely. Uh, museum piece? Uh-huh. And wait, how the captain looks really flustered. Like she goes, "And how did you get out here from Empok Nor? Wait, is that same one from Cardassia?" She'll whistle and be like, "You gotta let me take a look at those engines." She'll give a smile and say, "I hope it does." Um,
But I
We're we're we gonna
she
chill here
opens and
until our thing
closes
recharges, but for now.
sh sh she opens and closes her mouth a few times and then says, "Uh, alright, I'm sorry, we're we're gonna be doing an inspection. Please."
uh could I
Something.
Difficulty 2, this is all you.
Mhm.
Yep, reason I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
best of luck?
Wah, wah.
Okay,
Uh,
I ain't hiding anything.
I'm not hiding here.
You have nothing on you. You're an empty ship with the most skeleton of skeleton crews, even for this thing.
Yeah.
And your engineering is held together by a guy with a big wrench whacking things, hoping they'll fix themselves because concussive maintenance and it's yeah.
He does know engineering. But I was gonna ask you, as the request is to know about the engine, could Cresivius, I didn't even remember my name, Cresivius had at hand, at paw, some of the engine specifications that he has been maintaining and researching about?
That's if you want to nerd out with them, you don't even have to roll that. That's just fine. You can talk
Mhm.
to the engineers when they get in there.
I was
But
wondering if
yeah,
that could help us in this.
a security crew, and a like they don't have like their guns out or anything or their phasers out or anything, but you can tell that they are security, along
Mhm.
with what looks which looks like the exo beam like directly onto the bridge. Yeah, he's gonna look it over.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's gonna look it over and then say, "Life signs said that it's only you. 1, 2, 3, 6? Oh no, 5." That garnishes a stare, like a dumbfounded look, and say, "So this guy, he looks it's a bullion,
Mhm.
and he's kind of got like Riker vibes to him."
Mhm.
And he just like puts his hand to his forehead, like closes his eyes for a second and goes, "Wait, let me get this straight. You are going to fly into Romulan territory to where? Remus? In an antiquated Federation ship that is technically not breaking the Khitomer Accords, but may as well be, with an So when you say that, he moves from forehead grab to both rubbing both eyes with the palms of his hands. There you go. A alternate reality Federation designed ship
Mhm.
with a s- with with a highly valuable quantum slipstream drive to Remus to, I assume, I hope, pick up at a port some Riemann crew members. And then he looks and goes, "With a Riemann," and the Riemann smiles at him disconcertingly again.
Mhm.
"A Romulan, are you a Taj Malat or whatever they're called?"
Just nod.
And a Gorn.
He just
Mhm.
wins.
So am I.
Oh boy. All right. In this instance, I'm of the opinion to stop you. Please do. He blinks a couple times, smiles like you just made a joke, then realizes you didn't, closes his mouth, and goes, I think I'll ask the captain about this one. In the meantime, would you please have your engineer escort us through the ship so we can just make sure everything is what you say it is?
Trust me, you couldn't make this shit up. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll show you around.
He would say, I wouldn't even know how. In the meantime, while I'm doing the survey, we're gonna have you stay here. I imagine the captain's gonna want to talk to you. All right. So who wants to stay on the ship and who wants to head over to the Intrepid?
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh, if Cassidius could, he would like to follow and
Oh, you're
give.
giving them
I mean, they
the
can do it on
tour.
their own. It's fine. If if you want to give them an unsupervised go over of the ship, that's absolutely fine. Or someone could stay and supervise.
I'll give him the rundown of the ship, especially about what he learned about the engines. And over there, he will give them the specifications or the details that he can.
You just kind of hand them a pad and go, "Here, I want to talk to the captain and go with this guy." That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'll stay. Give them the
Okay.
tour.
James, do you want to stay or do you want to go? I guess stay.
Oh, sorry. I'll go.
Oh, you'll go with? Okay. All right. So yeah, you three step onto your transporter pad and you beam over. Uh, but it makes like it flickers for a minute. Starts the transport, doesn't transport, then does the transport after someone kicks the side of the thing, and then you find yourself on the Intrepid transporter pad, and you have a captain entering the room, being like, you know, smiling at you, but definitely there's an undercurrent of what is going on in her expression. She at the end of it, yeah, at the end of it, she legitimately like laughs and then like grabs the back of her head with both hands in that like interlaced fingers maneuver and go, oh boy, okay. Well, I technically can't stop you as you are not attached to the Federation. Your ship's not attached to the Federation at all, and you're not under my command. But hot damn, you are um being risky. But seeing as it sounds like a humanitarian mission, I will offer uh crew members a chance to join you if that is what you truly want. Well, no, I didn't say. I'll let the feelers out. You said you have to wait at least a day before heading in there. Well, no, and so that gives us time to give the ship a once over and ask the crew. In the
Hmm.
meantime, you're welcome to uh any facilities here or on station within reason, she says. And I will ask around, or I'll put that ship request out. So here's how I want to do this. You are each, if you want to, allowed to pick like a really loose support for this episode.
Hmm.
Like you don't have to make a full-fledged support character or anything like that, but if you want to like, pick basic engineer out of the book
Hmm.
as a support staff or things like that, you each can pick one type. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you're allowed. You will have up to um, the 4 volunteers, and you each get to pick one. So at this moment in time, we've been going for about an hour ish. This might be a good time to take a quick 5 minute break while our group looks over and sees the characters they want to grab. So we will be right back in 5 or 10 minutes. And we are back. So there was a general you heard like a general call over the ship's intercoms, which doesn't happen very often. Uh, Announcing that there is opportunity for off-ship adventures. Um, and and for more information, inquire with the captain. And like it's like maybe 3 4 hours later, you actually find um like 4 people just like roll, or actually a few people rolling up to you. A Catan and a what you think might be a Klingon Betazoid, which because it's got like the black eyes, but with like fully black eyes, but with Klingon, just like roll up to your group and say like, "Are you the weird crew?"
Yep. That'd be us.
The Catan like gets all like fluffy or like her fur shoots up a little bit and it's like, "This sounds exciting." So
But it'll probably get exciting. That's how things go.
she says, "Even if I've never flying honest to God's like relic before."
She's had some
The
upgrades
Gorm,
under the hood, but yeah.
the Gorm will live.
Even better. F,
Ooh.
what you were saying?
That it was a relic from another universe.
And the Klingon like smiles and says, "And you're heading right into Romulan territory to sounds like give them a bloody nose."
Mhm.
It sounds exciting and good. He looks at you specifically, like sizes. You can feel him sizing you up, and he stops eyes on Tahani there, and he goes, "And we have a honest to God warrior with us." And he'll like slap you on the shoulder there.
Don't touch me. I don't know you.
He'll back, he'll back off and say, "Well, so on this little adventure, I want to try your sword versus my batleth." He'll give you a toothy smile.
I'll tell you how it ends right now.
He'll laugh and say, "Learning experience."
Atlet is such a silly weapon, and that is both player and character.
Let's not go to Camelot. It's a silly place.
But yeah, he'll say, "Well, if you'll have us, you'll definitely count us in." We have a
Mhm.
couple friends that that have leave that usually don't leave the ship that will drag along. I don't know. It doesn't. That doesn't sound like your guys' style. One of them. Oh yeah, you put lines for some of them. Just just not the Klingon ensign. Okay. But yeah. Otherwise, it goes over pretty well. Who stayed on board? Was Tom
Yeah.
or yeah. Your character's Dan. It's the Tom and Dan are such common names I can't like cross them
Yeah, I know,
over in my
yeah.
brain. Um, but okay. So, Dan, when you were walking through, with the security team, actually, you notice a few more people being on board, and are poking around the engines and are just excited. Like they're in the engineering bay. They're not touching anything, but they
Mhm.
have like not just the tricorders, they have the big scanners.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then one of them is leaning down uh and is like looking and saying, How did you integrate a uh, Romulan cloak drive into this monstrosity?
You think that's something you should see the computer at Empok Nor.
Like, it's a Andorian here
Hmm.
who is like leaning in and scanning it and just like he's like, wait, what about the computer in Impagnor?
Yeah. Like, it's like a mishmash of technologies and possibly something living. I'm not entirely sure.
His
Oh,
eyes go wide for a second and then he goes, wait, you have an you were telling me Impagnor has an artificial intelligence operating it somehow?
Well, I mean, there's like, yeah, you gotta explain what it was. Like, yeah, there's a couple of the sort of computer things, and then a little baby AI. Yeah, I think might be biome,
He,
or at least
he like
crystalline.
his antenna are going nuts as you speak.
Yeah.
They're like going around and he seems so excited. He's like, I have to be on this expedition. I have to be here. I heard that they're letting anyone on board. Can I stay on board? I really want to scan your engines more. Can I stay on board?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Why not?
He'll kind of do that like yes motion and then try to compose
Hmm.
himself and then goes, excellent. But yeah, unless you guys want any more scenes with any of the crew on this ship, I am good with fast forwarding.
Okay. To the
Uh,
Romulus.
yes, but yes. All right. So the cloak, you don't have to activate. You can activate it, and you're warping. Are you trying to mask your warp signature or anything like that?
We already tried that. It didn't work.
I
Yeah.
mean, mask it, like hide it, not fake it. I mean, coming in just on cloak is, fine, but
Tara, I'm getting a lot of packet loss.
in here.
Hmm.
oh, for some reason my internet has just decided to
Oh yeah,
grind
man,
to
your
a halt.
ping is maxed out. uh
Which is weird because we have really good internet.
Oh no.
Well,
Here, I'll
oh, there it goes. Back down to normal. Okay.
okay. It just decided to be weird there for a minute. Okay.
Yep. Alright. So Romulus, undercloak.
Romulus,
Oh, and
undercloak.
we're yeah. Can we try to hide our warp signature? That's what you were saying.
You
Or not?
can. It would be challenging again, but you might
Mm-hmm.
be able to do it. And also, but with all the warp travel in and out, especially
Hmm.
with
Yeah. There's
a
just tons of other.
cloak, it would be weird. It would be hard for them to pin it down. But I just don't know how paranoid you guys want to be about this.
Man, we're kind of balls to the wall. It's just.
Yeah. Plus, like, what are the chances that they'll identify it and then tie it to a ship literally on the other side of the galaxy?
Mhm.
Good point. All right.
Okay.
So there is only one ship that you can see that is currently in orbit, but it is a doozy. Like, if the scale of your ship is that, the scale of this bad boy would be about that.
Yep, that tracks.
It is
Wait,
currently
and there's
like
only one in orbit of Romulus protecting their entire home planet?
Remus
Remus.
again,
Oh, right, Remus.
and no, there are more, but there is currently one in the area you are worried about.
Got it.
Like there is at least 3 or 4 probably,
Mhm.
but it's a planet.
Can you use transporters while cloaked?
Ah, I think so. I think it's just one of those things that
hmm
is dangerous because, you can pick up transporter signals. I'm going to say yes, but it adds a difficulty step to transports.
Okay. Okay. Why don't we... You know what? Gather intel.
hmm
Scans of the system. Control or reason science?
I will give reason on this one.
Reason science with tactical analysis focus.
I will give it to you.
hmm
All right, so that's 17.5 supported by the ship's sensors science, which is
And
13.3.
and if I will say if James wishes to support you on this, I will give a in this instance insight security.
Oh,
So that would be 15.
15 1 it looks like.
hmm
Okay. 13.3, 15.5 and 13.1.
And yeah, and this is the scan thing, so it's preset.
All right, so there's
Hey, good roll for once.
1 2 3 4.
All right, so it's automatically a 2 and then correct, and then any you can ask additional questions.
Yeah, well, tell me what you got first, and then I can always I can ask 2 questions for the price of 1.
Okay. So the planet is just covered in mines. Like they are strip mining this planet, and it looks like they've been doing it for a long time.
Centuries.
Um and so the uh so the mines go pretty deep, and the one that you are specifically given isn't you're not able to transport directly into it. It's just too deep. Looks like
hmm
there is a facility that probably has a turbo lift of all things, not just an up down, but like that probably goes to several mines in the
hmm
area. Um, and you would be more than likely be able to access it from there.
Okay. Um for 1 momentum I can ask 2 questions. So, we'll say in the immediate vicinity, so that would be that mine plus, any other neighboring mines. How many life signs split between like Romulans and Remans in
Uh,
in
for
in
every
gross numbers?
like for every like probably 100 Remans, there's one Romulan.
Okay.
Um, and they are, but the Remans are spread out much thinner. So the Romulans are in clusters, and the Remans are spread out over a much wider area.
Okay. And is there a transporter pad in the vicinity of the turbolift facility?
Yes, it looks like there is.
Okay, so if we beam from the ship to that transporter pad, it'll negate the step up in difficulty. So that would probably be the easiest ingress point. But we would also have to make our way through the thickest of the security, I would imagine.
You would imagine.
Okay. God. 100 to 1? Like, setting aside the fact that we're just here for, like, this guy's kin.
Yeah, you're only here to grab like 30, 40 people, but
We could
if you wanted
easily...
to, easily nab a couple hundred. Like, fill your ship to the brim.
Now, obviously, we can't target his clan specifically from orbit. But is there any reason... Oh. We should just arm them.
So you would need one of two things to be able to get them. Either you would need transport buffers to teleport from that far down, or you would need to bring them up to the surface.
Okay. And that probably goes the other way for beaming weapons down too. So
That's correct.
So it's looking like a way team with transport buffers. Does anybody have any other ideas or things to consider?
Do we need to censor the planet before we, or the area before we go there?
I just did.
That's what you just did.
Oh, never mind.
We could always go in quietly.
She does have a point. If you want to avoid the Romulan city altogether, there are vessels via mine shafts, but it would be climb down.
Your ping just spiked again. Oh, it's coming down already.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's something to consider. Are we a sneakier group or are we a more head-on group?
Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
I'm pretty sneaky. Like, I could go down and find them and then, or at least find a place to get everybody in.
Would you need
Yeah.
a team?
Yeah, she's kind of a ninja. She can.
Like,
If that's the case, if you plan to do that, your Riemann friend suggested he come along with you. He's very good at that kind of thing as well. Just so you know, it's not just another Romulan showing up and being like, "Here, I'm here to help you."
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be the two of you.
well, I mean, do it in a way that, like, no one would know that I'm there.
Oh, basically bring down the transport buffers with you. Okay.
Yeah, like I could sneak in and find a good place to lay it down and
Maybe disable some security while you're there?
like I could probably pull that off.
Yeah, that
Drop
sounds like a plan.
drop a transport buffer and throw a full on surprise attack when everybody pops down.
Yeah,
Alright.
it requires at least 3 transport buffers, so you'd have to set up 3 of them, in, like, a triangle because basically creates transport buffers are basically like transporter pads, um,
Okay. Yeah,
hmm
I mean,
and you
but I mean
so yeah.
these are this is just like dropping three things and flipping an on switch, right?
Pretty
hmm
much.
Yeah, no, there's no
Yeah.
engineering thing, it's you can with more of them, you can get better, things, but they're pretty decently sized. They're about the size of like what's a good analogy for this thing? Like a poster tube.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I can carry those.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a fitness of 11 makes Tommy
Yeah.
pretty goddamn strong.
Yeah. All right. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
That sounds like a good plan. Yeah.
Okay, so it would be a standard transporter from transporter pad to non-transporter pad is a 2, and then plus the 1 because you're cloaked, so it's transport her to the surface safely is a 3.
All right. I am going to support this with using the sensors to try and like figure out exactly where the worst of the interference is coming from and find like, oh, there's a second where the cloak has a, you know, a, there's a second at the beginning of the cycle, and help them time it through there. So is that reason or control?
Uh, in this instance, I would say control because you're trying to time it properly.
Okay, so I'll support with an 11.
Actually, wait, no, reason on this instance, it would be control for the person who's doing it.
Okay, so 17.5. Would my focus in cloaking technology help?
Yes, I will allow that. And you're just supporting, correct?
I am just supporting. It's gonna have to be our engineer that's actually gonna do that. Fuck. It's control engineering.
It is.
I can do it. What's your control engineering, Ev?
My control engineering would be 12. With
I can do
focus of 5. Yeah.
13.
Okay. Dan is our transport operator. Got it. All right, so I'm supporting you.
I mean, you could always check some of your support staff too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't we have one that's literally a transporter operator? Yes. The
Yep.
Boolean. Let's see here. Control engineering. That's the 14. There we go. Oh, but they can only support.
You could do it in reverse where you do the calculations and stuff and they support in.
I'm so much better when I'm supporting though. Okay. Well, that's how we're
I
gonna
mean,
have to do it.
it's up to you.
Yeah. All right. That's
It's either Tom do or Dan does it and you get the one less, but you're supporting, or he does, or you do it and they support.
let's have Dan do it
hmm
because that gives us more options if there's a
Okay.
major fuck up.
Okay.
Okay, so 13-1 on 2 dice, supported by my 17.5 on 1, and the ship's sensors engineering, which is 14.4. I'm just gonna write that down in there real quick.
Okay.
4. Yours is 13, right? 13-1?
hmm hmm
And mine
Any
is
momentum you want to spend?
17.5.
Oh, we got one. Yeah. I'll throw one in. Just throw an extra dice just to max it out.
All right, so that's another 13-1.
hmm
Okie doke. Ah!
Oh, looks like
Okay,
you
so
got
there's
it.
1, 2, 3, 4, complication, 5.
Yep.
Wait, 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 wait. Shit. Nope. But +1 momentum.
Okay. So complication. I'm
Yes.
gonna say you are maybe noticed.
Well, that's the away team's problem. And by the
Oh yeah,
away
what
team, I
was
mean those two.
difficulty was
Oh no,
3,
I think
right?
it's yep.
So those we get 1, 2, 3 momentum. Yep. Okay, great. All right. Yeah. So it's all the first away team's issue now.
And I believe it's I misspelled that horribly. I believe it's just James.
Yeah, just Donnie got.
All right. Well, don't die.
Do my best.
All right. I didn't build or we didn't do a map for just the plan or going down. But so getting down to the caves, you'll be given like a loose map, like from memory from your Riemann friend. Like it's not like a full on map, but you know, like here maybe like
It's not a map. It's just like he takes a piece of paper and we're beaming you here. Go south, take a left. Go down, take a right.
exactly. And so for the first bit of your little exp, I'm gonna say it is going to be a stealth difficulty 2, but I'm gonna activate that is someone there
Okay,
tag. So it's a 3.
this is daring engineering. So that is a 17.5.
Not during engineering.
Not
This is a
security.
security. Security. Okay, yeah, and with a stealth focus.
Yes, with a stealth focus. And we're gonna go ahead and spend one of those momentum.
That's
I think
3.
you did it
I
Difficulty was
think I
2.
did. 3.
Oh, difficulty was 3. Okay.
because I activated the free trigger on that. Is
Got it.
someone
Got
there?
it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you get going. There's a couple Romulans patrolling the surface when you get down there because they, had transporter signature. So there's a couple close calls, but you managed to like sneak by them. At one point, you even like do like a acrobatic jump from one rock to another right over their heads. It's impressive.
Cool.
And then
It's all very impressive.
you get you get to the mine shaft, and I will. It is a difficulty fitness. Yeah, fitness. Hmm. Security again. I think is the most
Mhm.
that would work. With like a climbing or like,
Acrobatics.
acrobatics. You can parkour down that thing. So this is difficulty 2.
All right. So this is a 16.5.
Ugh.
So 2.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a kind of at one point on one of your like wall hop downs through the mine shaft, but you do it. Um, and you get to the bottom, and let me do some recalling. And so I'm gonna say you pop down like directly in the middle, like right here, by this big old like tower thing there, as that's like there's a pipe that continues down. You slide down that. Scale is definitely off here. That's about right. Oh no, still. There we go. That's about right.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you already grabbing Riemann pieces for me there, Colin?
Yep, just in case you need them.
All right. Yeah, I guess.
Are you gonna try to get? This is a little conspicuous where you are. You could maybe set it up behind that thing. It would be a very small.
Yeah. No.
Basically, the question is how big of a transporter pad you want to build with your things.
Uh. What? Where am I in relation to where we're going?
This is where you wanted to go.
Oh, okay.
You are
Can
in the
I?
mine. It's just you got to find the people.
Uh. Yeah. Can I roll like another stealth to kind of explore the area and see if I can't find the people?
You definitely can. I'm gonna say, this is gonna be two separate rolls. Difficulty is 1 on the first roll, which is your stealth, and then a difficulty 2, which is I'm gonna say insight, um, security for the searching for them.
All right. So 2 for the stealth. So that's
Okay, so
actually
you gain a momentum.
momentum. And then I'm sorry. The second roll was a
Insight security.
insight security. Uh. Any of my focuses help at all? Probably not.
Not in this instance. No.
All right, so this is a 15-1. 2.
Just do.
Hey, you did it. All right, yeah, they're spread out all over the place. But the major cluster of them are on the edge edge here, which is like right here, because they're currently working on like that shaft,
Okay. And
moving down it.
is there like a bunch of Romulans around?
Yeah, not a bunch. There seems to be less here, but you do spot a couple patrols of like probably groups of 3. Yeah, a few groups of 3, but they seem not very like on the ball, you know. This is
Okay.
definitely like this shit job they got, and these are not the best of the best.
Okay. Can I set like this big room up here to be like a massive transporter pad?
Uh, did you bring like how many of those pads did you bring? The 3 or 4?
I don't know, however many the
Need,
engineer would have
Y-
handed me.
needed minimum of
give me
3.
actually give we'll do this retconny. Give me a fitness security check, just straight up.
Okay, so this is versus 16.
That
1 success.
All right, so you can do a maximum of 4.
Okay.
So you brought 4 down with you.
Yeah, prep 4. I don't know,
Okay,
just in
yeah.
this
Then
room, like,
with 4, you could fit a pretty big space in there. You could probably transport out at a time like
I
20.
okay. I guess more importantly, can I set it up so that way, like the things are like hidden?
Yeah. Give me a difficulty 2 stealth insight. So insight
Inside
security
security,
difficulty
so
2 stealth.
15-5.
Ah!
3.
So yes, you can hide them among like bits of equipment or rocks or things like that. So that way they're not scared, but it would be really hard to see.
Okay, yeah, set them up like that.
Okay, you guys all of a sudden get that ping noise that your the transporters have been like transport buffers have been set.
Okay. Send. Should we take some of these supporting characters with us? Or you know what? Let's. Should we maybe send them somewhere else to like foment a little like a louder rebellion or something to give us some cover?
It's not a bad idea.
Because like if we're going down right now, then honestly, most of these folks we won't need. Let's keep the Cation on the con just in case. But like the other three actually look like a pretty solid away team if we wanted to transport them somewhere and let them break out a different group of Remans, just to like, make things on the planet a little crazy when the time comes. I know I'm just throwing this big plan out willy-nilly, which my character would never do, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, I can. Makes sense.
All right. Well, let's
Okay, so
try
you're leaving the kitty cat on board to watch everything, and then everyone else is leaving. Awesome, love
Yeah.
it.
I mean, there's like the random crew that don't usually leave the ship that are hanging around too, but yeah.
What random crew?
Didn't you say that we're bringing some people that don't usually leave the ship?
Yeah, the lieutenant there.
The
She
covert ops
coaxed with
specialist
them. Yep.
doesn't usually
Oh,
leave the
never
ship.
mind. He's covert ops. Okay, I'm gonna say like okay. There's three more, but yes.
Okay. Oh shit, then maybe we should leave the covert operator on. Shit. Somebody's got to stay to operate the transporter.
Yeah, we gotta do the transport.
Okay, whatever. We'll leave them on the ship and we can communicate with them if we need their help on something.
hmm
Okay,
All right, I gotta go
it
yell at
wasn't
my
a bad
dogs. I'll be
idea.
right back.
All right, so with the transporter buffer set up, it's normally a standard 2 from transporter pad to ground. With your stealth, it's +1 because you're cloaked, and then for uh and difficulty +1 for the depth, which is 4. But since you set up the 4 transporter buffers, it's going to be a difficulty 2 transport.
Okay.
Who's doing that? Are we doing the same scenario as last time?
Yeah. And Colin said he had to get up, had to go do something, but
Also, Colin has to be on the pad. You can like hold things off, but I'm gonna say in this instance, it's your support staff that's helping out.
oh yeah, that's right. Actually, yes,
So it's
it's
gonna
wait,
be
it's yeah. But if I'm transporting down, isn't it somebody? Doesn't the support staff have to do it?
you can technically
Oh yeah,
yes,
that's right.
but we've seen times where they've preset
Yeah, yeah, I've
things and
seen
then
that.
run over
Yeah,
to the pad. So
yeah, I'll do that.
yeah, it's yours, and then his will be the blue there, and then the
Mhm.
ships. Oh, that is not the ship. I keep doing that.
Yeah, I do that too. Okay, so 13-1 for me.
And then the ship is engines con. So 14 or not engine. What am
Yeah,
I doing?
14-4.
13 for,
Mm-hmm.
and then his is control engineering is 14 4 as well.
Okay, so 14-4 on those two, 13-1 on this.
There's 2.
Yep, you guys did it on the nose. And yeah, you beam down into the center area. I should make the beam on noise because we have it.
Whoa.
I'll put ever in there.
For a second there, I was like, "Wait, this isn't tiny. This isn't the
I,
game we were playing."
I thought, sorry, Paul, James' character was going to come along.
That's this one right here.
Alone.
They
Until
did.
they set up,
Yeah.
until she set up the transporter
Oh, okay.
enhancers.
Yes. Sorry.
And you have your. God, I'm gonna clone this guy. I'm gonna have to probably tint him a color. Name this one. Friend. Okay. Yeah, he'll pull out like a tricorder of what looks like sorry, malfunction. Rangy design and go there this way and motion you to follow. You end up going down this path, and I will. Are you guys being stealthy or are you being just very loud?
I mean, I can try to be stealthy.
Well, okay. So James will take this for the size of the group. It's going to be difficulty 3, and stealth. I'm going to say in this instance, it's actually daring security stealth. And people can support if they can justify it.
Instead of increasing the difficulty, I would make everybody assist, because that will make the complication range.
Oh, the screw up values higher?
Yeah,
Mm.
that just seems.
Sure.
Like, can't do
I
more than
like it.
5 dice, right? So.
Yeah, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
What's the daring security?
Yeah.
I'm good at
Daring
that. So
security with a
16-1 for
specialization
me.
on stealth.
Mine is 10-3.
Everybody
Mine
pick
is
a color.
I'm blue.
Yellow.
Black, and also I think I got 16 on mine.
Yeah, okay, well, they all rolled before I was able to write down what the values were, so hopefully everybody remembers.
Mhm.
So there's
Alright, well,
one
that is
complication,
one
2
complication.
complications,
But you
I
make it.
made it.
but we made it. With 2 complications. You know what? Hold on. Reroll assist plus 1 momentum. So I can reroll my assist at least. Whoop, no, that works too. Ah! Alright, so I turn mine into a success. And that's only 1 complication and an additional momentum.
Nice.
All right. I'm actually just gonna redo the is someone there because
Yeah.
that totally works. All right, you make it down the hallway there, and you find yourself a like cluster of about I'm just gonna put one big Riemann down.
that's equal to 10 regular remins. And if it's a cannon, that it's
Yep.
worth. Okay.
But yes, the big one is a cluster of about 16 Freemans, like having like a water break around like a literally like pot that's catching dripping mineral water off the ceiling. Condensation water. and they look at each other, like spot each other, and there is a general like y- when someone's been along for a long time, they're speaking in their native language, so you can actually understand them. They're James, but everyone else has unless you oh wait, no, universal translators. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
There's, general like you came, you made it. Who are these individuals? Blah blah blah. Uh going on, and these are the brave crew of the Fuzzy Tark,
A noble name.
and we have set it up an escape. Hurry! Um, how? Where's everyone else? And she kind of frowns and goes, "This is left of our kin."
Jesus. The attrition rate here is atrocious. Atrocious attrition. Why the fuck would I say that? All right. Well, let's see if we can find
But
any.
are, but there are more. There in your general loose scans. Give me actually a
Mhm.
scan check there. Tricorders.
If somebody else makes the scan, I am way better with support.
This would be reason security. No, reason science.
Nobody else is even going to come close. Never mind, I'll make it.
Mhm.
17.
Difficulty 1.
Tactical analysis. Unconventional
Yeah, I'll
warfare.
give it to you. Yeah. I'll allow tactical analysis.
All right, so 17.5. That's 2.
That is 2. All right. And yeah, you count in total in this mine about 160.
We can fit that many on our ship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have the bats anymore, so they should fit.
The bats?
With the people in
I
it.
think he said.
I don't remember the alien
Oh,
name
yeah,
for them.
yeah, okay. I thought you said bats. Vampires. Okay. Great. Well then,
There are a total of 9 Romulans that you are gonna have to subdue in some way, because there's no way you're transporting out all 160 Remans out of here without starting from shit.
all right. Well then, we'll have to.
Start some shit. I mean, what?
Yeah. I mean, it might be better if those Romulans just disappeared, right? Can we lure them into an ambush?
I mean, she got a pretty good like idea of their rotation.
Yeah. Where's a good place to ambush here? Oh, maybe by this pile of tubes.
Not the internet.
The internet is a pile of tubes.
Or this one here, which is kind of a blind, uh, like a dead end, but
Well, the area that they all seem to cross eventually is kind of the area that she went down from, is the central
okay.
area. Like that is the area that if you're that
Mhm.
all roads all paths cross.
Okay. Well, then I guess that's where we're setting up our ambush. But I will let our tactical experts
Well,
figure all that out.
instead of that, what if we each just take a group to ambush? Like, because if one group makes noise and another group spots us, like it might be best if we take them all out simultaneously.
Point.
I could potentially do that. That is not my area of expertise, but I'm okay. I can handle it. What do you guys think? I think
All right,
everybody
so it's
else is
3
way
groups.
better at security than I am, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so
So
there's
I
only 3
guess
groups?
Yeah, there's 3 groups. So for a total of 9
Oh, how about this then?
Romulans.
Each of you take a group, and I will coordinate.
oh yeah.
Do you think you can handle it? I'm not sure if you
Coordinating?
need
Yes.
command or the stats for that.
Here, I will go to a central location and use, like, I will network everybody's tricorders
Mhm.
so that I can figure out exactly when all 3 groups are in the same area, or like in their attack zones,
Mhm.
so that they can be struck simultaneously. So I'm helping, like, with the timing.
Oh, in order to set this up, can I tell people where like good stealth spots were? So that way, like the other two can get some form of bonus.
Yeah, you can create an advantage. I will give in this instance reason, security, stealth. So
Could
to
I
create advantage,
argue?
that's a
Could
2.
could I argue insight to be thinking about where people look?
Yes, I will give that to you. That is a good call.
Okay, so this is 15.5. You know what? We've got a bunch of those.
Mhm.
1, 2,
1,
3,
2,
4.
4. Yep,
Well, you created it.
and netted us an additional momentum. Okay, yeah.
Great,
So now, when you
what
guys
do you want to
roll
call
your,
it?
I don't know, hidey holes.
Okay, who is most likely to need my help? Are all the patrol groups the same size?
Yes, they're all groups of 3.
Okay, so which one is going to be the hardest to get the drop on? Because I'm thinking it's these guys.
Yeah.
So I'll take
They
those
seem
guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
they seem the most distracted because they are they're like playing cards or something at the moment, but it's the
But you
hardest
have to,
ingress point.
yeah, you have to make an approach from one spot that they're all kind of
Mhm.
going to be looking at. Although somebody from there would be able to get just a great line of fire on them, and they wouldn't have anywhere to go.
That seems like a Dan thing.
Okay.
Wait, where?
I will support the Gorn. So instead of
Mhm.
trying to coordinate everybody, I think we're just gonna tag team our group.
Mhm.
So Tom and Thani, you guys are on your own.
Fair.
Where
Do you two
is...
want to take the card players? Because you'd be more easily able to get the drop on them.
Sure. Actually, no. We should let somebody who's working alone take the card players, since they're going to be easier to sneak up on,
Hmm.
to give that lone person more of the advantage.
Fair enough. Tom, you want to take those guys? And then
Yeah, I can do them. Yeah, I was thinking either that or I could climb this. I don't know what the button is.
Tab.
Yeah, I found it. Let's you're yeah, I can take these guys too. Whichever.
your call. I'm
Yeah, I'll take the card players.
okay.
And that gives Thani to those guys. Okay.
Yeah, how about I can I like climb up that and attempt
Yeah,
to quite literally get the jump on them?
that's not even going to be a roll, at least to get up.
Mhm.
Oh, I see. The collider changed when I stretched it all to hell. Okay. All right. So do we just want to do these in order and then say they happen simultaneously, or are we going to do them
Yeah,
simultaneously?
we're just gonna
I
we're
think
gonna do them all.
ultimately that's going to be easiest.
Mhm.
Yeah, just pick one and say it happens simultaneously. So I'm gonna start with actually, who wants to go first? Just you guys decide.
Colin
Tom.
and Ev.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
also, Tom, you can have a
Mhm.
support. You can have a support friend if you want. Either one of you can have a support friend if you want. You do have this Riemann with a
Oh, yeah.
phaser.
Mhm.
Who wants him?
Tom.
Hey,
Yeah,
he's just a Riemann.
I'll take him.
Okay.
Why is your lift height so high?
I don't know because it's really low everywhere else.
Okay. All right. So who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay. I would
All right.
Or we
assume
could just
that hidey holes cancels out. Is someone there?
Well, it's a one free activate. Remember? So I get an activate on mine, and you guys get an
Okay.
activate on yours, and then after that point, it's you have to spend a momentum to use it.
but you've already activated yours.
No,
This is a
I
new
have
one
not.
from
You
This is a
did
new.
because
Is there someone there?
oh right.
I just re-upped it because there was a scene change, and that actually went away.
Mhm.
But on that stealth roll that
Well,
you
no,
guys just did,
it went away because you made me roll 3 dice.
yes, but there was a new one, and I just used the same thing because it made sense again.
Mhm.
It was for the group sneak.
Yeah, no, I remember
Okay.
now.
Okay, so I'm
Um,
gonna. Okay, just gonna aim and shoot.
just straight on.
Mhm.
And remember, you as an entire group have that one-time activation, so it is up to
Mhm.
you who uses it and when.
Yeah. Probably save it for the.
For the solo person.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay, so
yeah,
I'm gonna.
roll to.
So it's
You're at me.
six-
I'm gonna say this is medium range.
okay, so it's still what 16.5. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing doesn't
Oh,
change.
yep.
It's just the number of successes. A medium is what, a 3? Because is that a. Yeah. Oh, wait. Short is 1, medium is 2, long is
Mhm.
3, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a difficulty 2. You have
Cool.
8 momentum if you want to use them. Apparently, momentum.
I got another. I'm gonna
Momentum?
spend. Can you spend like momentum before and then momentum after also?
No, only
No.
before. Momentum spent after can modify the damage.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I can activate this swift action after.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna use one now to add a die.
Okay.
All right, it's difficulty 1 because I've been aiming.
So
Hot damn.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
And then
2 momentum.
And then you're gonna use it to up your damage.
and I'm gonna do the damage first. And then I'm gonna
Oh, that's right. You have that.
do another action. Yeah.
So it's 8 damage, vicious 1.
That means it gets to the. That means penetration, right? I keep doing that.
You just need to do it.
Yeah, I should change my angle.
Vicious 1 means that the Starfleet symbols count as 2 instead of 1.
Right.
Because you're using the gun that you stole from
Mm-hmm.
the corpse of
Terran
the Terran.
Empire.
1, 2,
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
Hot damn.
So that's 2 wounds
Um,
on them if they're like a group.
They are. Yeah. They got, looks like, no resistance.
All right. So you can take the swift task, but we can also maybe assume that Riemann friend might be able to get the last one.
I'll just do it myself. I'll spend 2 momentum,
Okay.
but I don't suffer the difficulty. So.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I do that again. Try to fuck off.
You throw it off the edge and it just comes back. You know that,
Oh
right?
yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Oh.
Oh.
Might be
9.
time to pick a determination or a value.
Yes, might as well. Um, Top dog gets the food. I'm better than this.
I
Okay.
kind of like, I can do this.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite one. I can do this. I can do this.
All right, so that's our reroll both dice then.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's
What's that? 3?
4.
4. Oh shit! Hot damn.
So 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Roll damage.
I just left that stack of d6s up there so you could just re-roll it again without having to pull them all out and miss it and
Thank
the
you.
determination tokens.
You did miss one.
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
Okay. Oh no, I got them all.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
They're dead.
Oh
They're
my
dead.
god!
Oh my
Literally
God.
every single
You
die.
did max damage.
16 damage.
There is
All
I
right,
blow
yeah,
up
so
my.
you just like stand up and it's.
the your Riemann friend starts to point his phaser and then looks at just the disintegrated patch where they were. Because you're not using a phaser, they don't go down, they're just gone.
Oh
I
lord.
blow up
Okay.
the
Well done, sir.
Okay, you guys can go.
Alright, who wants to be next?
I say we just go down the line.
Yeah. Okay. So that's us.
Uh
How about I go first so that we know how badly Cassibius has to pick up the slack for me?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so I'll use the charge quality on my phaser to do it in a wide spread.
okay. And I'm gonna be a jerk and do is someone there. I'm gonna ping that one. So this is a +1 difficulty.
Has
Okay.
Heidi Holes been pinged yet?
It is not.
It has not.
Do you want it?
No.
Okay. Well, then I'll take that to cancel out. Is someone there?
That's why I was asking.
Okay.
And then all the freaking momentum you guys got. Jeebus.
You know what? I'm going to spend +1 momentum when assisting in combat. We've got a ton. Yeah, okay. Fine. So that's control security, which is a 14 unconventional warfare focus. Since I'm ambushing.
Hey! I'll allow it.
I mean, that's a fairly unconventional.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Unconventional if you're Starfleet.
Yeah. If you
Alright.
weren't Starfleet, I would have said no.
All right, so this is a 14-3, and God, the charge lets me do area. Attack several. The attack automatically affects any character within reach of the initial target, and then one within close range. Oh, great! So I can get all 3 of them if I get even one effect.
There you
No,
go.
2. I need 2 effects. Okay, so then 1, 2.
Difficulty 3 on this.
2.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
we also
Okay.
pinged ours. So there's
Oh,
1,
that's right.
2, 3, 4.
4? Okay. Yeah, shoot him.
Okay. I have a type 2 phaser, 6 damage. 2, 3. All right. So as long as I get 2 effects, however much damage I do will attack. It will hit all of them.
Like
All
you
right,
got
so
2
I do.
effects.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it, that's not enough. I'm gonna spend another momentum to re-roll this, and this. Come on. Okay,
5.
that's enough to take them all down. Because they don't have any resistance, right?
They do not. You guys are dicks. Okay.
I'm
But
sorry,
they don't
Everoth. I didn't expect to be able to take them all down.
That's fine. Don't worry.
They're those guys are like stunned though. I assume, or are they? Or did you go full on murder mode?
Well,
What was your phaser
it's
stat too?
actually better to disintegrate the bodies entirely so that there's no evidence or less evidence for the Romulans when they try and figure out what happened here, right? So
Sure.
And especially if it's a disintegrator, there's no way they suspect Federation.
yeah, I mean, there's probably like residual energy, or they're like, okay, well, there used to be some biological matter here. I don't know. There's always something if they know exactly where to look. But yes, if we disintegrate the bodies, there is much less of a chance and much less energy or much less evidence. So yeah, remember,
They go
Lieutenant
down
Commander
and then
16 is very pragmatic about this sort of thing.
you go down and you and Ev just take care, just clean up,
Yep.
high charge. All right. All right. The final combat over here, the sword ninja.
All right,
I
so
mean-
Sword Ninja's gonna pretty much just jump off of this, and she wants to use like that guy as a landing pad.
Okay. Brutal. I am actually going to use a threat here because I have not used any of them. So this is 1 higher difficulty.
So fitness security, I assume, for the jump.
Yep.
All right, so this is versus 3. I'm assuming 3.
Yeah, it's a 3. Oh, and then I actually get a threat because you drew or you have
Oh no, I have to spend a momentum,
momentum.
but
That's right.
you don't get a threat.
That's right.
So yeah, I guess here is the jump. This is 16.5.
And your melee combat apply? Oh, acrobatics or melee combat applies in this instance.
Yeah,
so you're
this
good.
is for the jump.
Um,
Wow.
it might be a good time to use that.
I think he's already looking at his values.
Prepared to die for the right cause.
I would imagine that is acceptable. That is much better.
That's
That
a
is
5 too.
all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
How many did you need?
3.
Just the 2 or 3, yeah.
Okay. So then damage.
I guess an attack on now.
I'll allow the sword. You did a Zelda like head stab.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay.
7d6 vicious 1.
Now I'm seeing why they have the threat rule for
Yes.
the optional threat rule for lethal damage.
Oh yeah.
There's got to be a physics thing we could put up here on this pad.
Physics
1,
thing?
2, 3, 4,
Throw
5,
some ice
6,
on it or something.
7, 8, 9, 10. 10 damage.
That would take 2 of them down.
Damage, yeah. So you like go down, stab, like, and then like spin or something like that, and take another one down.
If you spend 2 momentum, you can do 1 more attack at +1 difficulty.
Yeah, let's spend 2 momentum. We have him.
Yes, we do.
I'm just gonna put this damage off to the side.
So the last attack is 17.5. Fuck it.
Okay, the fucking bucket.
Hot damn.
Well, that's 3 and a complication.
I mean,
I feel
at
like
this
that's
point, it
fair
doesn't
for
much
as much
matter.
as we've got through them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say ticking clock is the complication. So you don't have as much time as you would like. Like maybe one managed to get like a half a second like comm signal off, like there's something before he got murdered. So okay, so incoming. So what I'm gonna say is you guys can do groups of 20, right? And for every group that you transport up is going to make the planet a little bit harder. So you'll get I'm gonna say 40 free off of it. And for every let's say every additional 40 you want to teleport off, it's gonna make the escape a little bit harder.
And how many total are there?
160. And this is gonna be like not a combat thing. It's gonna be like one of those group challenge things that we do.
Yes.
You know?
Work. Well, you're talking about an extended task?
Yes.
Okay, so you set the amount of work and the difficulty level of all tasks involved with that.
Okay, so the amount of work is going to be 1 at first, but for every additional group of 40 that you do path for is an additional plus. Make sense?
Yeah, that's just not an extended task. That's just a series of tasks then. So,
Okay.
that's okay. We can do it that way. Maximize
Well, if you have a
efficiency.
better idea.
No, I kind of like the series of increasing difficulty. So Dan, I would so wait, yeah. So it's just difficulty 1 for the first one, or we get 40 for free.
We get 40
You get
for
40
free.
for free.
Okay. All right. So then the next one is difficulty 1.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, you want to just transport him up?
Yeah.
That's what, control engineering. So
Mhm.
13.
13-1. Does the ship help at all, or no?
Yeah, the ship's sensors engineering, so that's 14-4.
As well.
That's 2.
Looks like 2. So you get 1 momentum back, and you're now at 80.
All right. Part 2. I think Donnie's going to be absolutely useless here.
I am also welcome to other ideas, like maybe while this is happening, James helps someone climb out or like to a higher position or something like that where they can be easily transferred. Because I'd like you each to be involved in some way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am I would actually prefer that. So if someone else wants to come up with an interesting idea, I'm all ears.
Combat chain command. Acrobatic, stealth, hand-to-hand combat, and absolute commanders.
What if I start preparing an ambush
Traps or something?
location from
Yeah.
wherever
I think we killed
people are
all the
coming from?
Romulans.
Well,
But
but
there's some
more
coming.
probably coming.
So like you're setting up like a group that will eventually be last out, but they're ready to like support the others. Is what basically what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, I will allow that as a thing. So this is a difficulty 2. I'm going to say insight security. And actually chain of command focus works really good for this one.
Okay. All right. So this is a 15-5.
You also have a decent amount of momentum left. You want to roll any before the total happens?
Oh, yeah. Why not? So what do we got?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2,
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
And difficulty was 2.
Yep.
All right. And then this last group is difficulty 3.
Or that was so you got 80.
120.
Yeah, this last group will be difficulty 3.
All right. Oh, I am.
Or 120. Yeah, yep.
Okay.
So this is either you or Ever, and I would like your justification.
I think Everoth on transporters, which yes, I know is control engineering, but that's what, 11. But I can support. It doesn't look like there's anything that he's got.
I mean, again, I'm
Control
open to
engineering.
more
You know what?
creative solutions to it.
I honestly can't think of anything that I can help right now.
Studious. You know what? Why don't you
maybe-
support me?
Oh, I have an idea.
Yeah.
What if I take my turn to improve your phaser? You're doing really well. What if you did better?
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you support me? So you like increase the area or the gain or the sensor resolution or something, and I'll operate the transporter to pull him up.
Okay, for that, I will do reason engineering forever.
Okay.
And then you can do control engineering there, Colin.
All right.
And I don't think any focuses in this instance will
I don't
actually
think so
help.
either. So what is that?
But
That's
you have
11-4.
you have a lot of extra momentum. You could use some to boost your dice a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I can get one more die in there, so I may as well. All right, so that's, what did I say mine was? Literally just said it out loud a second ago. Control engineering is 15-1.
15. Yeah.
15-1. And Evers is probably 17-5. Do you have a
Reason
focus?
engineering is 11.5, and I'm not sure if that's an electroplasma. I could do reverse engineering, improvement. I'm not
Not
sure at
That's
this point.
probably
No.
improvement. No? Okay.
No, not in this instance.
All right, so it's 16-1. And then the ship's sensors engineering is 14-4. Because the ship always has a focus. Okie doke. Bum, 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 bum. That looks pretty positive. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
So one more
Yeah,
than we
you guys
needed.
managed. And then the last group, which is you guys.
All right. I mean, we can just all do the assists. Actually, no, it's better. How about this? Because we can pick any of us since everybody's gone, right?
Yep.
Hmm. But I'd pick somebody who still has a determination.
That's fair, but I guess that's me.
Mhm.
Do you want to support me?
Or
Yeah, so I can support you.
Okay. So what is that? Control engineering, so that's still 15-1 for me.
this is difficulty 4.
And 13-1 for me. And yeah, we'll throw a
13-1 for you.
And then the ship.
And the ship. Oh, great. I forgot about the ship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Okay. Uh, 1, 2,
3,
3.
4.
Where you got 4? I got 1, 2, 3. Right? Oh, 15. I'm an idiot. Yeah, so that's 4. That's exactly what we needed.
Whew.
Yeah, all right. So
Yeah.
Let's slipstream the
guys-
fuck out of here.
Yeah, you get up there and like with all the transporters that have been going off, there is a uh you know, big old ship bearing down on you. Like you don't think they know exactly where you are, but definitely all the transporters have been catching their attention, and they are very familiar with Romulan cloaking drives, so they know what to look for. But as they start like doing the scans to penetrate and start charging weapons, you guys can do a uh slipstream maneuver, difficulty 2 to get out of there before shit starts happening.
no.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because then they're going to know for sure that like something happened, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's better to like have them wondering instead of decloaking and immediately popping into slipstream. So I'm going to I want to try and modify the cloak a little bit, like the emissions, to try and like throw off their expectations.
Okay.
Just long enough to like get out of the system. So that's
Oh, okay. So you're like trying to change it to like an unknown cloak signature or something like that. So
or
just
just like, oh
make it
well,
weird enough.
our cloaks always give off tachyon and chronoton emissions, so let's start searching for those to try and hone in. And so like I'll start using the Bussard collectors to pull in the tachyon particles so that the background radiation is what they expect, or do something to make the
Or
cloak not act the way they expect it to.
Hmm.
or dumping some of your like slipstream particles that get stored up in the buffer into the mix just to be like, what the hell was that? Yeah,
Yes.
I gotcha.
Or make it look like an astronomic phenomena.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, I imagine that would be reason engineering.
100%. Let's check your focuses here.
Because I have cloaking technology.
I will give it
Yeah.
to you. And
Which I did not think
in
would
this
come into play nearly as often as it has already.
Yeah. Right.
and then in this instance, I'm gonna say you're doing some weird stuff with the cloaking. So it's probably a 2, but I'm gonna use a threat, make it a 3.
Okay, I'm gonna
So it's a difficulty
spend
3.
my determination. And we're gonna say every system can be improved.
Hmm.
Okay.
So that gives me an automatic die that rolls a 1. And so the rest is going to be a 16-4.
And then the ship will assist on this instance.
Will it? With what?
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna say this is sensor security.
Sensors security.
So
So
10. It's a
12,
12-2.
12-2. And what'd you say the difficulty was?
Normally
3.
3. Yeah. So
Normally
it's
2,
2,
but
but
I've bumped it.
I spent a threat.
Okay. So we're up to 3. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Okay. So hopefully that'll let us like creep out of the system without being discovered.
Yeah. You have this. There's a shot of a bunch of Romulans scratching their head, like, what the hell is that? Like for like a weird astronomical phenomenon. Then you get far enough away, like hide behind a moon or something, and then just slipstream the hell out of there.
Excellent.
Um,
Back to the starbase, I guess.
yeah, I assume because dropping off
Yeah,
your
can't steal these
All
NPCs.
right.
so your ship went from being ghost town to pretty freaking full. What is the compliment on one of these things? NX classes.
Not sizable.
Not a whole lot.
I would imagine.
The NX class, it looks like, is
83.
a. Yep.
People
So
are
it is.
standing on top of each other.
It is
Usually you can
packed.
multiply that by 4 for like your emergency
Hmm.
uh uh like life support
Capacity.
capacity. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this instance, um, you're actually you the the commander on the Federation side
Hmm.
says, "Listen, I don't trust this ship. If your slipstream can just, I don't trust the ship's life support to handle this many people. If you just want to go back, we can find a ride home."
Um Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably the best. Especially because then we'll have these remans on the opposite side of the galaxy from the Romulans.
And we could offer them jobs.
Yes, and they'll be more likely to all stick around with us. All right, cool. So yeah, then let's
We're set up shops in the space station.
slipstream our way back to Empok.
Okay. So yeah, that takes a couple hours. Again, Ev, you don't have to roll for it, but you're definitely running around with people who know some engineering assistants, keeping the life support from shorting out. Uh, but you pop back in and dock and start all the start coming off board, and the security officer is freaking the hell out. Or anything, but she's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah. Not my problem. They're here now. We needed more colonists. It's not like we don't have room for them. They'll prefer warmer rooms and lower lights, so maybe we can just like block off a whole suite for the remans.
Sure, some of them have, family and stuff elsewhere too.
Possibly.
I mean, not really.
Mm-hmm.
They create family with who they're working with and stuff.
That's true. Well, then, yeah. Hey, perfect. Your whole family's moved to Empok.
Like there were like children and stuff in those
Mm-hmm.
groups and everything like that. They were not just
Mm-hmm.
fully working adults. This is there is a general sense of hell yeah coming from this group.
Yeah, I bet. They're experienced miners mostly, right? Like, do they have any other
Oh
skills in the
yeah.
group?
There's some engineering, some general like crew stuff, but like they could be taught, mostly miners though.
Okay. Um,
Have we considered using the station for mining?
I mean that's what these things were built for.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, that's
refining
what I was like.
actually, but
Yeah.
that's something to talk about.
So as
We need to also like elect a leader or a spokesperson for them, probably the guy that asks us to help get them out.
on my ping with what's going on tonight.
Yeah, it's been going up and down for a little while. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Is
get
it
it.
is it just her? Does my ping keep doing that?
No, just
Travis
her,
for some reason.
But
which is
here,
weird.
yeah, super weird. Unless you guys are both on the same internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys on Wi-Fi or plugged in?
I'm
Wired.
wired,
We're both
You're
wired.
both wired.
but my extension cord goes across the house where his is like maybe 20 feet.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
Doesn't
except
matter.
I've
depending
it
if he's
the,
streaming music or
the
something.
distance doesn't really matter.
But it doesn't matter. It's just a weird thing that's happening.
Yeah.
My computer might be like downloading shit in the background or something like that.
Possible.
Um,
All right.
but yeah, it
So
would you guys are there, like guiding people through, and the security guard's having a fit, and Jet comes down, like actually, comes down, and she's like, "This was not expected."
Empok Nor was previously a mining station. We now have upwards of 150 trained, experienced miners who are looking to make a better life for themselves. Um, I suggest that we spend the next several days surveying, the previously identified ore deposits in the nearby, within the system to see if there are any potential mining locations.
Your Riemann friend says a lot of them won't ever want to mine again, but it's not a bad idea.
No, we do also require trained crew members for on board our ship.
She'll nod and say, "Well, they are obviously welcome here. This is actually if they decide to stay, this is a huge help."
Yeah, they don't have to be miners. They can just be, station people.
Yeah. Like numbers like this will definitely make, especially repair and operation, and
hmm
looks like there are families on board. That is going to draw in definite new clientele to the station.
Hell yeah,
As
making a home
always,
out here.
good work. You were a surprise. And then she looks and says, also showing up with other assorted species, because your extra crew is not
Oh,
in
right.
uniform.
Oh,
These
they're on
are
loan.
yeah, these are Federation officers currently on personal leave. They will have to return to their ships in the Beta Quadrant.
I was gonna say that's gonna be a fun ride. And she kind of waves and says, "Well, anyway, welcome on board. We have operational hollow suites now."
Actually, we can shuttle them back,
That's
when
true. If they
we
want to
don't
hang
have.
out for a day,
Like they're technically on leave. They can.
And I mean,
Yeah,
they just
whenever they're done,
if they're on leave, they can just go to DS9.
all right, yeah. So we'll or we can give them a ride.
Yeah, we can get them right home.
Um. Yeah, I mean, you guys are welcome to have any scenes you want, but that's all I had planned for tonight.
Um. I think Lieutenant Commander 16 will call everybody together.
hmm
At some point, like for a meal or something. Even though he just drinks this like disgustingly thick shake.
Yeah, I like it.
Uh.
Are you inviting the hologram too?
Yeah. So oh yeah, let's. Bonnie.
Hmm?
Okay, here we go. Everybody together. Um, so I was able to query several officers that I know were involved in the Dominion War, and I believe I have found a possible location of a sauna Ketracel White manufacturing facility.
Mm.
I know that we had previously discussed um, modifying them, and the only reason we hadn't started incubating them was because of the lack of Ketracel White.
hmm
I don't know that I don't know what shape it is in, or how much Ketracel White it would be capable of producing, if any.
hmm
But it is a possibility that we can investigate.
Yeah, and our engineer's good at reverse engineering stuff, so we can.
It is certainly a possibility. I would also
Mhm.
be interested in searching the nearby system now that we do have a complement of remans. It might be a good idea to find some mining. Also, one of the crew that was transported to the station last week is a prospector. So might be a good idea to see what is in the system around us as well. The Cardassians obviously put the station here for a reason.
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think we should find the. I'd like to investigate the Ketracel Light facility myself.
If we get a Petrosol, I would like to re-engineer it.
I agree.
Sorry, reverse.
Petrosol Light facility sounds intriguing.
All right. Then I will begin assimilating that information and planning a trip to that region in the next several days.
Sounds good.
Well done.
That was the only question I had.
All right. Any last scenes, or are we calling it for tonight?
I think we're good.
I got a scene.
Okay.
Uh, in the technical, like, wee hours of the night, as it were, about the time that everybody's asleep, Connie emerges from her room, and she has got the same small bag that she came to Empok with, and she heads down to the hangar bay and finds a ship that is leaving, and she hops on board and makes her way back to Remus.
Actually, before you do, you'll walk by the REH as she goes, "Oh, are you departing?"
I am. I have found cause that needs my blade more. You are in good hands.
She'll smile at you and say, "Well, may your blade find worthy opponents, and may your aid be ever useful." She'll give a bit of a Romulan, like, goodbye gesture and say, "You are always welcome back on Empok Nor, friend."
Thank you. And thank you for your hospitality.
That's my job.
And
She
then,
gives another smile.
palms together book thing.
She'll do the exact response.
And Tawny boards onto a ship.
Okay.
And that is that. Thank you all so much for watching. In reverse order this time, we had Colin.
Hi, I'm Colin. I played Lieutenant Commander 16, the former Borg current Starfleet officer who was silent for the first portion of tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh, you just didn't pick up at all? Okay.
OBS picked up some gibberish thing instead of my normal microphone, so there's gonna be some confusion.
We'll have to re-listen to it, and hopefully it's not too horrible. We had James.
Hey, I'm James. I played Tawny. Thank you all for having me for this game. I do apologize, but I am actually bowing out. 3 games is just too much, and I'm I'm I've been inundated in Trek, and I'm just
Too much track.
too much Trek.
No,
So
That's fair.
that is very fair.
We had Tom.
Yep. I'm Tom. I play Dan, the 6-shooter sharpshooter extraordinaire. um, yeah.
Yeah, you murderated those guys.
That's
And
why I'm
then
not in
we had
Starfleet anymore.
Yeah.
yeah, that's why we had Ever.
I was ever your support core engineer for this episode.
All right. And I am Terry, your GM. Thank you all for watching the Cobalt Cafes, Empok Star Trek Adventures, Empok Nor. Catch us for our game coming up this Sunday. And then we will be back next Thursday with another episode of this. Thank you all for watching. Say bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.